I never planned to run into him that night. Not Daniel, my husband. The plan had been simple, secretive, and shameful. A glass of wine, a hotel room under a fake name, a man I convinced myself could make me feel alive again. But as I hovered outside the door, my hand trembling over the handle, I heard it, my name, Rachel. Not loud, not angry, just quiet, tired. I turned, and there he was, Daniel, standing in the dim hotel hallway. Still in the gray coat, he'd left for work that morning. His eyes weren't blazing with rage. They were hollow, heavy with exhaustion, the kind that sinks deep into your bones. For a moment, everything else disappeared. The carpet beneath our feet, the flickering exit sign, even the hum of the elevator faded. There was only him, me, and the unbearable stillness between us. How did you... I started, my voice cracking before I could finish. He didn't answer immediately. He just looked at me, and in that gaze was every quiet argument we'd ever had, every moment we'd turn away from each other, every choice I'd made to hide the truth behind distance. I tracked your phone, he said finally, his voice low, trembling. I didn't want to believe it. I hoped I was wrong. Shame didn't strike like lightning. It seeped in slowly, cold and heavy. My knees went weak. I wanted to run, to explain, to undo everything. But he stayed, waiting for me to admit what he already knew. I could have lied. I could have said it was a mistake. But the truth was too loud in my chest to hide. I whispered. I just wanted to feel something again. His expression didn't shift. So you came here to find it, he said quietly. The words cut like glass. I'd never seen him like this. Not with anger, but with heartbreak so deep it seemed almost still. I thought he hadn't noticed me slipping away these past months. Silent dinners, polite smiles, late-night excuses. But he had. He saw it all. He took a slow step forward. Tell me, he said softly, was it worth it? I wanted to shout that it wasn't, that it could never be, that what I'd really longed for wasn't him. No, it was him. I wanted the look he once gave me before our lives turned practical, polite, distant. But the words wouldn't come. I only shook my head, tears blurring my vision. He glanced at the closed door beside me, then back. Is he inside? I hesitated. That pause said everything. He let out a quiet, broken laugh. You know, he said, I left work early tonight. I was going to take you to dinner. Thought maybe we could try again. His voice cracked on the last word, and in that instant, I understood what I had destroyed, not just trust, but the fragile, fading thread that still held us together. I reached for him, but he stepped back. His hand slipped into his pocket, and for a moment, I thought he'd hand me his wedding ring. Instead, he pulled out my phone. You left this in the car, he said quietly. I saw the messages. No shouting, no dramatic confrontation. Just silence, heavy and suffocating. He turned toward the elevator. You wanted to feel something again, he said, not looking back. I hope you do. And then he walked away. The man I had promised forever to, disappearing down the hall as the elevator doors closed with a soft chime. The hallway felt suddenly colder. I stood staring at the carpet, numb, wishing it could swallow me. I could still smell his cologne, clean, familiar, comforting. I hadn't realized how much solace that scent had always brought me. My phone was gone. The man waiting behind the door of room 214 had no idea what had just happened. I didn't care. I walked past the room, no knock, no glance back. Down the corridor, down the stairs, out into the rain falling over the city. The streetlights shimmered through the wet haze. I couldn't tell if the moisture on my face was storm or tears. I just kept moving until I reached the car. The passenger door was ajar. He must have searched it when he took my phone. My lipstick rested on the dashboard next to a folded napkin from the diner we used to visit every Saturday. He'd kept it all this time. I had forgotten it even existed. I slid into the driver's seat, gripping the wheel. The reflection in the rearview mirror was strange. My hair perfect, makeup untouched, but my eyes hollow. I had been chasing something. Thrill, distraction, but what I truly longed for was peace. The quiet kind, the one that used to fill our home, before words became weapons and silence our only shield. That night, I didn't return. I checked into a different hotel, a place without memories, and sat in the dark, replaying our marriage like a film I couldn't pause. The little things returned first. Notes on the fridge. The way he listened when I rambled about work. His laughter echoing in the kitchen. Somewhere along the way, I had mistaken stability for boredom. I told myself he had stopped caring. But maybe I had too. Morning came. Sunlight spilling to the curtains, gentle, merciless. My phone was still gone. No calls, no messages, no one looking for me. I realized then he wasn't coming. 3 days passed before I returned home. His shoes were gone from the doorway. His chip mug vanished from the shelf. On the dining table, an envelope with my name. Inside, a single page. I won't make you choose between guilt and freedom. You've already chosen. Take what you need. I'll handle the rest. I read it over and over. No anger. No blame. Just quiet acceptance from someone who had already mourned what was lost. Weeks went by. When people asked what happened, I said we drifted apart. It was simpler than admitting the truth. Simpler than explaining how I broke something irreparable, how I had stepped at the edge of mistake and walked forward anyway. Sometimes, at night, my hand still reaches for him without thinking. I remember the hallway, his voice whispering my name. I think about how love doesn't end in shouting. It ends slowly, in the moments you stop choosing each other. I never saw the man from room 214 again. I ignored his messages, blocked his number. It was never really about him. It was about the woman I almost became, the one I barely recognized. Months later, I saw Daniel in the grocery store. He seemed lighter at ease. No resentment, only distance. He smiled politely, the way you do at someone who once meant everything. And in that moment, I understood I wasn't punished for cheating. I was punished for losing the one person who still believed in me, even after everything. I wanted to speak, to say something, anything, but there was nothing left. Some stories don't end with words or closure. They end in silence. And sometimes that silence is louder than any goodbye.